Podcast.
Good evening. I am Tashwan Tyson in the UVN Mini News package for today, Thursday, 3rd October 2019. In our lead stories, nationally, public servants to receive double salary in December 2019, and SKN Moves 2019 Nevis chapter kicks off on Friday. Regionally, Jamaica government announces cannabis partnership with Harvard Institute. Internationally, Las Vegas shooting victims reach $735 million settlement from MG Resorts. And in sports, Kyrie Irving not expecting to play in Nets' first preseason. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's powerhouse, Vaughan.
Back on our national news in detail.
We were able to pay double salary to public servants and statutory corporations in St. Kitts and Nevis in 2016, in 2017, and 2018. And I commit to pay again in 2019, God's willing.
Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. Honorable Timothy Harris. He made the announcement during his monthly press conference today, October 3rd, 2019. Double salary bonus began under the previous Labour administration and will be paid to all civil servants in the Federation, pensioners, government auxiliary employees, GAEs, skills training and empowerment program STEP employees, and workers at all statutory corporations. In more national news.
On Friday, the 4th of October, we're actually going to have the official opening ceremony of SKN Moves, the Nevis chapter. It starts from 5 till 8 p.m. and it will be held at the Fit Wellness Grounds.
Communications Officer at the Health Promotion Unit, Miss Sheila James. As part of a regional initiative, Caribbean Moves, aimed at promoting healthy lifestyles, the Half Island Road Relay is open to all willing participants. During an interview with the VON Newsline, Ms. James mentioned some of the groups participating.
I'll mention just a few. We've got Beast Fit, Fit Wellness. We've also got the Paradise Swimming Group. We've also got Pink Lily. And we're hoping that other persons will come forward to take part in this fantastic initiative.
Ms. James also went into detail the route of the Half Island Relay as well as the passing of the baton by ministers during the walk.
The 5 a.m. start is Brick Hill. That will be at the Junior Minister of Health's house. We'll leave from there at 5 a.m. sharp. Then we move on to Butler's, Esme's Bar, which is the next pickup point. Shalisa Martin Clark, our Acting Permanent Secretary of Health, will take that lead. She will then hand over the baton to Honourable Alexis Jeffers, who will take up the lead from For the Girls, which is outside the Heritage Village. He will then walk forward onto Hanley's Road Market Shop and meet with Mrs. Brantley, Sharon Brantley, her husband, the Premier, Mark Brantley, and also Honourable Eric Evelyn. So they'll leave from Hanley's Road. And then it's a nice, cool walk down to Brownhill Gap, where they will pick up the last final leg with Miss Jackie Hunkins-Taylor, who will then lead everybody. It will culminate at the Fit Wellness Grounds.
Communications Officer at the Health Promotion Unit and Events Planner for the SKN Moves, Nevis chapter, Miss Sheila James. In related news, owner of the Fit Wellness Center here in Nevis, Mr. David Walwin, spoke about the primary goal of SKN Moves 2019 Nevis chapter.
Though it's called a National Weight Loss Campaign, that's not really the emphasis. The emphasis is on a health restoration program. And so it's designed to demystify a lot of the myths that is held, one of which is that most folks will think that exercise is the main primary source of weight loss or weight management. And that is not the case. And fat makes you fat. And so it's part of the National Weight Loss Camp is to demystify a lot of these myths that are out there and to educate the public about effective, proper weight loss.
He also spoke of the activities.
A list of calendar events for 2019, 2020 will be outlined at this launch because, you know, we can do these health promotion initiatives, but if there's no sustainability component to that, it means nothing. And so there has to be some sustainability to these health promotion initiatives. And so we have laid out quite a bit of things that we're going to do for 2019, 2020 that keep people.
Owner of the Fit Wellness Center here on Nevis, Mr. David Warren. As part of the observance of Mental Health Day 2019 here in Nevis, the Mental Health Department will host a week of activities from October 6th to the 11th. Councillor of the Mental Health Unit here in Nevis, Ms. Nayoka Hendrickson, has more.
On the 7th of October, we have our open day and our tea party. Our tea party is basically for our clients alone. It's an invitation-only event. For the open day, though, we are advising that the general public come on out to the office that is upstairs of the pharmacy at the Alexandra Hospital between the hours of 9 to 12. We really want you guys to come on down and see what we do at Mental Health.
The Mental Health Unit Councillor also mentioned another activity.
On the 8th of October, we have a forum called Family Matters. This event is also an invitation-only event, and this event is geared towards family members of all of our clients. On the 9th of October, we also have another mental health forum. Topic for this year is Let's Talk Mental Health. This forum is geared towards to organizations, businesses, whether it's non-government or government. The forum starts at 8:30 and it finishes at 4 at the NEPAC. And we want to invite you guys to come on down and let's talk mental health.
Hendrickson spoke about some of the changes the Mental Health Unit would like to see in St. Kitts and Nevis.
We have been trying for years to break down the barriers of mental health, mental illnesses, and it's not going to happen overnight. We do need help from everyone concerned. We are looking forward to, and everything that we do, we really try to break down that mental health, mental illnesses barrier as well, and the stigma that is attached to mental illnesses and mental health.
A church service will begin the list of activities on Sunday, October 6, 2019, at the Jessop's New Testament Church of God. On October 10th, a fun day in St. Kitts, and activities will conclude on the 11th with a fair at the Administration Building in Charlestown opposite Best Buy Supermarket. Leader of the Opposition, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzel Douglas, paid tribute to 3 centenarians who have passed away in the past 3 weeks as St. Kitts and Nevis celebrates the month of the senior citizens. He was quoted as saying, "I salute them. I thank them for their lives and for their contribution to the national development of St. Kitts and Nevis in their various fields of service and for their purposeful living in advancing humankind." Miss Laura Evelyn Jones Manners, better known as Miss Tom of Pitcairn Street, Newtown, St. Kitts, passed away on September 13, 2019, at the age of 100 years. Mr. Joseph Powell, formerly of Brown Hill, Nevis, but who resided at Russell Village, St. Kitts, died on September 23, 2019, at the age of 101 years. Most recently, on September 30, 2019, Miss Cillian Martin Powell of Nevis passed away at the age of 107 years. A meat fabrication workshop facilitated by the manager of Nevis's abattoir, Garfield Griffin, allows for the overall increase in pork and goat meat in the Federation. At the workshop, Mr. Griffin stated that in St. Kitts and Nevis, farmers would slaughter animals without knowing different cuts and sell each cut at the same price. He stated that he facilitated the workshop to teach the farmers of the different cuts to increase their earnings. He used the example of choice cuts, saying that it attracts a higher value. At the workshop, a total of 15 butchers were trained with 13 stakeholders from St. Kitts Abattoir, 1 from the St. Kitts President of Farmers Group, and 5 from the Nevis Abattoir. The workshop is sponsored by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, ICA, with support from the Ministry of Agriculture of St. Kitts and Nevis. And finally, The people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis have received more congratulatory messages amid the 36th anniversary of independence. In a message to the Governor General, His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, GCMG CVO QC JP, the Excellencies and the Captain Regent of the Republic of San Marino, Nicola Selva and Michel Moratori, stated, on the occasion of the Independence Day of St. Kitts and Nevis, we would like to express on behalf of the people of San Marino and in our name cordial greetings and best wishes to you and to the friendly people of St. Kitts and Nevis. His Excellency Teodoro Ribera, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Chile, in a letter to Foreign Affairs Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, also conveyed, I avail myself of this opportunity to renew the assurances of my highest and distinguished consideration. Moreover, His Majesty King Abdullah of Pahang of Malaysia, in congratulating the Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis, expressed, we would like to take this opportunity to wish for continued progress, peace and prosperity of St. Kitts and Nevis and her people. Meantime, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Peru, His Excellency Nestor Francisco Popolicio Bardales, in a congratulatory message to the Honorable Mark Brantley, Minister of Foreign Affairs of St. Kitts and Nevis, was quoted as saying, on this important occasion, I would like to express to Your Excellency the interest of the Government of Peru to continue furthering the relations of friendship and cooperation between our countries. St. Kitts and Nevis commemorated its 36th anniversary of independence under the theme, Unify, Transform, Enrich, Uplifting Communities for Independence 36. That's the national news segment. You can visit our website at www.vonradio.com or check us out on Facebook at Von Radio or our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. News from across the region is next.
Fulfilling when we take the time out to smell the roses. And that's why your friends and family at the Bank of Nevis are experts at picking the flowers that best describe you. Whether you're planning to treat yourself after a long work week or finally getting around to that closet update, you deserve all the special things that life has to offer, and the Bond Visa card is here to help you achieve it. With just a swipe, you can turn a last-minute lunch date with friends and family into something worth remembering, with memories that will last a lifetime. Pampering yourself just got a whole lot easier. And after all, you deserve every refreshing moment of it. The ability to make your travel arrangements at your own convenience, whether by sea or by air, now rests within the palm of your hand. With a single swipe, the Bond Visa card can put a world of difference between life and truly living. Whereas the only limits you may have is your own imagination. Apply today. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life.
Welcome back. Another regional news in detail. Out of Jamaica. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries participated with the Harvard International Phytomedicines and Medical Cannabis Institute, HIPI, in the United States on initiatives aimed at improving the country's competitiveness in the global cannabis industry. Portfolio Minister Audley Shaw, in making this disclosure, said that representatives of HIPI visited the island from September 30th to October 2nd as part of the impending arrangement. During the visit, the group participated in an informational tour of key facilities that are heavily involved in research related to cannabis and other medicinal plants. We will be partnering with HIPI as the opportunity exists for clinical trials of cannabis products to be conducted, which will help in settling dosage issues, and of course, we will be involving our own universities in this initiative, he said. Mr. Shaw made the comments as he addressed the CanEx Business Conference and Expo, which brought together top cannabis industry experts from the United States, Canada, South and Central America, Europe, Australia, and the Caribbean at the Montego Bay Convention Center. The event ended on Friday. Based on an article from Caribbean 360, Minister Shaw said the Andrew Holness administration is committed to developing the local cannabis industry in a holistic manner which will bring economic benefits for Jamaicans. The 57th PAHO Directing Council opens with the call to the region of the Americas to scale up and accelerate actions to ensure sustainable and equitable access to health care, urged the director of the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, Carissa F. Etienne. Ms. Etienne called on the ministers and delegates to work together cooperatively for mutual global good across many areas. Other priority areas discussed during the first day of the 57th PAHO Directing Council include advancing the sustainable health agenda for the Americas, urgent need for action on climate change and health trends in the Americas. Health authorities from North, South, and Central America and the Caribbean are meeting in Washington, D.C. this week to seek agreement on strategies and plans for tackling common health challenges. These include a plan to reduce heart disease by eliminating industrially produced trans fatty acids, a strategy to make access to organ, tissue, and cell transplants more equitable, and a place to improve the quality of care in health services, among other issues. Out of Antigua. Police officers, other law enforcement officials, and Chief Magistrate Joanne Walsh witnessed the destruction by fire of approximately $5,550,288 worth of illegal drugs at the Burma Quarry on October 2nd in the first drug burning exercise for 2019, according to AntiguaObserver.com. Officers attached to the Antigua and Barbuda Fire Services were on standby to deal with any eventualities as the police set alight cocaine, cannabis, and ecstasy tablets. The wholesale value of the categories of the drugs destroyed amounted to $813,478 in cocaine, $4,736,400 in cannabis, $260 in hashish, and $150 in ecstasy. The drug seizures were the result of combined efforts of the Royal Police Force of Antigua and Barbuda, RPFBA, the Office of National Drug and Money Laundering Control Policy, ONDCP, the Antigua and Barbuda Defense Force, Coast Guard, and the Customs and Immigration Departments. In 2018, Antigua law enforcement oversaw the destruction of nearly $100 million worth of drugs, contributing to the reduction in the amount of drugs imported into the country. Out of Angola. The expansion of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport is to take place in 3 phases, according to the dailyherald.com. The cost of this was revealed by Minister of Infrastructure Curtis Richardson at the House of Assembly meeting on Tuesday, October 1st, when answering a question posed by Leader of the Opposition, Palmer Von Webster. He said the total cost is estimated to be US $100 million. The first phase, already in progress, is costing US $50 million and includes the purchase of 4 new fire trucks, a new fire hall at the airport, and training of airport personnel. The second phase of the development, costing US $1 million, is to establish the mechanism for financial empowerment for the realization of the third phase that will cost US $70 million. The third phase will be the purchase of land from the Lake family, the extension of the runway to 6,999 feet, and the design and building of a new terminal. Richardson said $100 million would soon be available for this phase to begin within the next 9 months. And that's it for regional stories. Stay with us for news from around the world. Welcome back, and now the international news in detail. Victims of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting have reached a settlement of at least $735 million from MGM Resorts. The chain owns the Mandalay Bay Hotel, from where the gunman killed 58 people and wounded hundreds more before killing himself in October 2017. The victims were attending a country music festival at a venue across from the hotel also owned by MGM. It remains the single deadliest mass shooting committed by an individual in the U.S. history. Outrage at the killing led to a ban on bump stocks, devices that make rifles fire like machine guns. While nothing will be able to bring back the lives lost or undo the horrors so many suffered on that day, This settlement will provide fair compensation for thousands of victims and their families, said Robert Eaglet, a lawyer for the victims. Jim Moran, chairman of MGM Resorts, said their aim was to resolve these matters so our community and the victims and their families can move forward in the healing process. The total settlement is expected to be between $735 million and $800 million, depending on how many claimants come forward. MGM Resorts previously filed a lawsuit against the victims, seemingly to dismiss claims against it. This settlement is not an admission of liability by the company. U.S. President Donald Trump has publicly called on Ukraine and China to investigate Joe Biden and his son. Ex-Vice President Joe Biden is a Democratic frontrunner in the 2020 presidential race and a central figure in the push to impeach Mr. Trump. China should start an investigation into the Bidens, said Mr. Trump in reference to Mr. Biden's son, Hunter. The Democrats accused the U.S. president of dangling military aid as a way to press Ukraine to dig dirt on Mr. Biden. A 25th July phone call between Mr. Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky triggered an intelligence community whistleblower complaint and the impeachment inquiry. But Mr. Trump says he has done nothing wrong, an inquiry which could culminate in a congressional attempt to remove him from office is a witch hunt. Security forces in Iraqi capital Baghdad have fired live rounds at protesters defying a curfew. The Prime Minister says the open-ended curfew, which has been in place since dawn, is needed to maintain order and protect protesters from infiltrators. At least 19 people have been killed since Tuesday in clashes with security forces in Baghdad and other cities. Thousands have taken to the streets to vent their anger at high unemployment, poor services, and corruption. The protests, which appear to lack any organized leadership, are the largest since Adel Abdul Mahdi became Prime Minister a year ago. The United Nations and the United States have expressed concern at the violence and urged the Iraqi authorities to exercise restraint. And finally, a London court has ruled that £35 million held in a UK bank account must go to the descendants of an Indian royal and not to Pakistan. The dispute began in 1948 when the last king of Hyderabad deposited £1 million in a UK account held by the then Pakistan High Commissioner. With interest, the sum has grown to £35 million. The judge ruled there was no evidence to back Pakistan's claim to the money. The origins of the dispute go back to the 1947 partitioning of British India. Hyderabad, which was a princely state, was seized by India in 1948 in a military operation. The cash transfer had been made shortly before that. The king, Mir Osman Ali Khan, had not been able to decide whether his state should be in Pakistan or India. His descendants alleged that he had asked for the money to be returned weeks after the seizure by India, but then Pakistan refused to give it back. The court case had been fought by his family together with the Indian state. National Westminster Bank, in which the money had been deposited, refused to release the funds to either party until the case was resolved by the courts. That brings us to the end of our news segments. The latest in sports is next.
Financial Services help you go for your goals. Whether you're thinking of taking that grand vacation, down payment on a house, higher education, TDC Financial Services has various plans that will allow you to go for your goals. Choose from the Accumulator Plus, Investment Starter Plan, and Fixed Deposit. Ready to go for your goals? Visit us at TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Welcome back. Another sports in detail. In basketball, the Brooklyn Nets will have to wait longer to see Kyrie Irving on the floor with the team. NBA.com says Irving is expected to miss the Nets' first preseason game on Friday as he recovers from facial fractures under his eye. Irving suffered the injury last week while working out with his teammates. He he wore a protective mask during training camp on Tuesday. The 27-year-old guard and six-time All-Star joined the Nets this off-season after playing 2 seasons with the Boston Celtics. In CPL cricket, Barbados Tridents finishing second following a 7-wicket victory over the rivals and defending champions Trinbago Knight Riders in the 2019 Hero Caribbean Premier League. Having restricted Trinbago Knight Riders to just 134 for 8, the Tridents got home on the back of Johnson Charles' 47-ball 55 to rise ahead in the ranking of their opponents and St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots in the Hero CPL. Summarized scores: Barbados Tridents 135 for 3. Beat Trinbago Knight Riders 134 for 8 by 7 wickets. Upcoming matches today, Thursday, October 3rd, Guyana Amazon Warriors will go up against the Jamaica Tallowers at 6 p.m. at the Providence Stadium, and on Friday, October 4th, Guyana Amazon Warriors will go up against the Trinbago Knight Riders at 8 p.m. at the Providence Stadium. In tennis, Bianca Andreescu will play Naomi Osaka for the first time after both players advanced to the quarterfinals of the China Open. Osaka 21 lost only 4 games with a 6-4, 6-love win over USA's Alison Risk before Andreescu came past American qualifier Jennifer Brady 6-1, 6-3. The 19-year-old Canadian is on a 16-match winning streak, which saw her lift the US Open trophy last month. World number 4 Osaka from Japan is a current Australian Open champion. And finally, in athletics, at the 17 IAAF World Athletics Championships in Doha, Qatar, Jamaica's triple jumpers Shanika Ricketts and Kimberly Williams, along with shot put thrower O'Dane Richards, made their debuts today, October 3rd, inside Khalifa International Stadium. Ricketts, who won the Diamond League with a personal best of 14.93 meters, is thought for a medal in what promises to be an epic triple jump final. Defending champion Yulimar Rojas of Venezuela and Catherine Ibarjan of Colombia are expected to feature prominently. Ranked 7th in the world with a seasonal best of 14.56 meters, the 9th best jump this year, Shanika Williams is an experienced campaigner and could snatch a surprise medal despite not having her best season. Williams, who was 4th in 2013, 5th in 2015, and 19th in 2017, will be aiming to turn things around when it matters most. That's it for sports. The General Weather Report is next. Welcome back, and now the local weather forecast for St. Kitts and Nevis. Weather tonight will be mostly fair with a 10% or slight chance of showers. Weather tomorrow will be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of showers by tomorrow afternoon and evening. Winds are east to southeast at 11 to 22 kilometers per hour or 6 to 12 knots and becoming lighter and variable at times. Seas are 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:01 a.m. And that's a wrap up the major news package for today, Thursday, 3rd October 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, public servants receive double salary in December 2019, and SKN Moves 2019 Nevis chapter kicks off on Friday. Regionally, Jamaica government announces cannabis partnership with Harvard Institute. Internationally, Las Vegas shooting victims reach $735 million U.S. settlement from MGM Resorts. And in sports, Kyrie Irving not expecting to play in Nets' first preseason. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Tashan Tyson, wishing you a pleasant